Welcome back to Any Recapped. Today we will show you one of the most popular series of this moment, Chainsaw Man. I hope you all enjoy the video. Let's start. The story begins when a guy named Denji wakes up in a messy room and walks toward the city for work. On the way, he mentions how he sold his body parts for money, but he is still in debt. His devil, Pokita, senses another devil close by and they get ready to kill it. It's revealed to be a red-colored demon with many eyes covering its body. After slaying it, he reveals that it's a tomato devil which can revive from seeds. His client commands him to do his work and pays him. On his way home, he walks by his client's car, who reveals that Denji is working for him to pay off his dead father's debts. The driver stops Denji and offers him 100 yen if he eats a cigarette. Since he's short on money, Denji happily takes up the offer. As the car drives off, he spits the cigarette out and heads home. Later at his place, he wonders if he can pay off the debts before he dies. While munching on a piece of bread, he reveals his dream of scoring a girl before he dies. In a flashback, Denji stands on his father's grave in sorrow. He is accompanied by his client, who orders him to gather all the money his father owes by tomorrow, or he will chop him and sell his organs. As he leaves, Denji notices a chainsaw devil behind a tree. He sees that the devil is bleeding and offers it his blood so it can heal from the wound. In exchange, he asks the devil to help him. Later, he presents a dead devil to his client and asks him to hire him as a devil hunter. The flashback ends and Denji cannot sleep due to financial problems. Suddenly, he coughs out blood and reveals that his mother died from the same disease. Suddenly, his client knocks on his door and drives him to an abandoned factory to slay another devil. There, it is revealed that Denji is being set up by his client, who is under the control of a zombie devil that offered him demon powers in exchange for a devil hunter. The demonic power has turned him and a lot of others into zombies who slowly walk up to Denji. He tries to run away, but they eventually catch up to him. Later, we see Denji and his devil Pokita throw him in a dumpster. Pokita remembers how Denji was always kind towards him and wanted him to take over his body in case he dies so Pokita could live a normal life after him. Pokita then merges with his body and sacrifices himself to give Denji another chance at life. As Denji wakes up, he realizes what Pokita did to save him. Unfortunately, the zombie devil is still there, and it again orders its zombies to attack Denji. As they pile up on him, Denji turns into a devil with chainsaws coming out of his arms and forehead. He attacks the zombie devil, and after a lot of chopping and slicing, manages to kill it. He then proceeds to kill the rest of the zombies in the factory. Later, a car approaches the factory and a pink-haired woman and two men walk into it. They see Denji standing alone, and the woman approaches him, giving him a hug, which turns Denji back to his human form. She offers him to work for her, to which he agrees. Later, they stop for food, and while ordering, Denji collapses on the woman. Denji explains that he lost some blood earlier due to his transformation. He further explains that his pet devil replaced his heart and sacrificed himself for his sake. The woman tells Denji that his body smells like both a human and a devil. He collapses once again and wakes up next to her, and she feeds Denji with her own hands. She reveals herself to be Makima, and Denji asks her what type of boy. She tells him that she is into Denji-type guys, making him surprised. Later, Makima takes Denji to the Tokyo headquarters of Devil Hunters and gives him a uniform. They are then joined by Aki, a senior hunter who will be mentoring Denji from now on. As he drags Denji away, he argues that he wants to work with Makima instead. She walks up to him and tells him they can work together if he does well. Later, Aki takes him into a narrow alley and beats him up. He tells Denji to quit the job as he's unfit to be a devil hunter. Denji gets up and kicks him in the nuts, telling him that this life is much better than his previous life and that he will continue to work as a devil hunter. They both brawl and Denji comes out on top. Denji takes him to Makima's office and she orders them to work together as a unit. She then explains to Aki that Denji is a human who can transform into a devil and he will work with them until he dies. Later, Aki takes him to his place where he treats himself to a toast and a bath. The next day, they reach a crime scene and enter a house to catch the devil. They find a fiend munching on a pigeon upstairs, and Aki asks Denji to transform into his devil form. The devil charges at them, but Denji takes his head off with an axe, making Aki upset as he wanted to see his transformation. He then reveals that his family was murdered by a devil, and Denji should take this seriously. Later, at Makima's office, Denji is introduced to his new partner, a friend with red horns, who introduces herself as Power. As they wander on rooftops looking for prey, Power smells blood and runs off. She jumps off the roof and smashes the sea cucumber devil into shreds, surprising Denji. Later, Makima joins them and tells Power that she needs to be careful with her methods and tells Denji to keep her under control. The Power lies about Denji ordering him to kill the devil, and they both start to argue. Makima tells them to cut it off as both are at fault. She further says that she wants them to work together. Later, at a vending machine, Power sees a cat and starts petting it. She reveals that she hates humans and only enjoys the company of cats. She further explains that she also hates devils since one of them took her pet cat away, and before she could save her, Mikima got a hold of her, making her a devil hunter. She offers Denji to fondle her breasts if he helps her retrieve her cat. Upon hearing that, Denji gets motivated to help her. They head to the office and take a permit to leave for the mission. On the way, Denji tells her he also had a pet named Pokita. She explains that the devil might use her cat as leverage if he sees her, so only Denji can help her. Meanwhile, the Devil Hunters Council asks Mikima about the recruits. She claims them to be promising and interesting respectively. Power and Denji arrive at the house where the devil has kept her cat hostage. On the way, he tells Power to stay back as she had told him that the devil might use her cat as leverage. She denies having said anything of that sort, and Denji figures out something is fishy. She then attacks Denji, making him unconscious, and drags him to feed him to the Bat Devil to get her cat back. The devil squishes Denji to taste his blood but finds it disgusting and throws him away, making him furious. Power asks it to return her cat as she brought a human, to which he refuses. He then proceeds to eat her cat in front of her. In a flashback, we are shown Power rescuing and feeding her cat. The devil then picks up Power and swallows it whole. As he flies away towards the city, he sees Denji grabbing onto its leg. He then turns into the Chainsaw Man, cutting his wings and making them both fall on top of a building. They both get into a brawl, causing a lot of destruction. Denji tries his best to save human lives as he continues to brawl with the Bat Devil. The devil unleashes a powerful attack, sending him flying. Denji steps out of the smoke unaffected by it, which amazes the devil. He jumps towards it, slicing its other arm and finishing it with a final blow. He lands as it rains blood. Power wakes up in Denji's arms alongside her cat among the piles of flesh. She asks Denji why he saved her despite her attempt to kill him. Then she apologizes and offers him to fondle her breasts. As he is about to claim his prize, he gets his arm shot off by another devil who eats it. He tries to turn into the Chainsaw Devil, but fails to transform fully due to a lack of blood. The devil reveals herself as Bat Demon's girlfriend, and she is out for revenge as Denji killed him. She tells Denji that she will let him go if he hands over Power and her cat. Denji refuses, and she throws him around, causing more destruction. Denji fights back but fails as he's exhausted from his previous battle. As he is about to be feasted by the devil, Aki arrives at the rescue. He launches an attack with his fox, which chops its head off. The fox reveals that it's a leech devil and proceeds to swallow it. Ambulances arrive at the scene, helping the injured as Denji and Power are taken to a hospital. Later, Denji wakes up and Aki tells him he found his arm and used blood infusion to reattach it. When asked about the wolf, he explains that the devil hunters form contracts with the devil to fight other devils and shows his contract with the fox devil. Aki reveals that in exchange for Power, he offers some of his body as food to the devil. Aki then asks if Power tried to kill Denji. He further reveals that if he doesn't tell the truth, both Denji and Power will be disposed of, but he offers him a deal to let this issue slide. Denji tells him that they can count on him. He leaves the room and uncuffs Power's hand. At night, Aki arrives at Mikima's office and explains the situation. Mikima says that leaving the mission area is against the rules, but Aki asks her to overlook this matter since they were able to take out 2 devils because of that, to which she agrees but questions his flexibility. The next day, Aki wakes up in his apartment and does his chores while Denji munches on bread and jam. Suddenly, breaking the door lock, Power walks in carrying her bags alongside her cat. Mikima informs him on the phone that Power is moving in with the 2 of them. The new addition to the family is proving to be quite a pain in the ass. At night, while Denji is cleaning the toilet, she walks in and allows him to fondle her breasts 3 times as a reward for saving her and her cat's life, making him all nervous and sweaty. As Denji fondles Power's breasts, a breast pad falls out of her shirt. She takes the other pad out, and Denji continues. Then she tells Denji that she will aid him in his devil hunting duties and exits, leaving poor Denji in disbelief. The next morning, Mikima helps Denji stamp apology letters for the damage caused by his brawl. She asks him if something is bothering him, and he replies that the dream he had in mind seems so small now that he has achieved it. He is, of course, talking about touching boobs. Upon hearing his disappointment, Mikima holds his hand, caressing it over her ear and lips, followed by a gentle bite to his thumb. She then lets Denji grab her breasts, but he panics and falls off his chair. She gets extremely close to Denji and asks him if he'd do something for her, that is, to kill the gun devil for her. She further explains that the gun devil is one of the strongest devils who appeared in America 13 years ago, but it's been missing ever since. If Denji can kill it, she will make any wish of his come true. She further explains how people use guns to defend themselves against the devils, leading to gun violence worldwide, followed by a major terrorist attack in America. On that day, the gun devil appeared for the first time. We are shown a young kid, Taiyo, reading a children's book alongside his parents. His brother walks in and asks if Taiyo can play catch with him. His father refuses as Taiyo isn't feeling well. Taiyo insists that he wants to play with him and runs off. He follows his brother in the snow, who then asks him to grab gloves from their house. As Taiyo enters the house, a gust of wind blows it away. That was the work of the gun devil, who killed more than 1 million people that day. Since then, gun control has become much more severe to weaken the gun devil. Denji is confident he can beat it easily. Makima shows Denji the left-behind pieces of the gun devil, claiming that any devil who eats them becomes stronger. She further explains that if a piece reaches a certain size, they'd attract the original body, which can lead them to the gun devil. The boy who lost his family in the earlier incident is revealed to be Aki, and his goal is to take down the gun devil. Later, 6 agents from Division 4 are sent to a hotel to take out a devil who has consumed a piece of the gun devil. Before they enter, Himeno, the girl with the eye patch, offers a kiss to the person who slays the devil. Hence, Arai and Denji compete for it. In a flashback, we see Himeno with a broken arm standing in a graveyard. She is introduced to Aki as her new partner, as all of her previous partners died. Back in the hotel, they face a small devil, and after killing it, Himeno reveals that she served her right eye in exchange for a ghost's right hand, which is invisible and pretty strong. They walk up the stairs, they find out that they have been looping around on the 8th floor, making them surprised. Kobeni is terrified to find out they are stuck on the floor, unable to leave. Aki asks Kobeni to stand before a door and enters the room. He finds out that there are more rooms on the other side of the window, which open to the room across the hall. As they all gather in a room to figure out how to escape the floor, Himeno reveals that the devil they faced earlier was bait. Aki notices that all the clocks on the floor have been stuck to 8:18, which means that the time has been frozen on the 8th floor and no one is coming to help them. Denji asks them to wake him up if they ever find a solution to escape and goes to sleep. After a while, Himeno wakes him up and reveals that they managed to find some leftover food. She further explains that everyone is exhausted from constant work. As they watch over Kobeni and Arai, Himeno lights up a cigarette and Denji reveals that Aki uses the same brand. Himeno reveals Aki learned everything about cigarettes from her. In a flashback, Himeno gets slapped by a woman. She reveals that the woman was her old partner's girlfriend, and it happens all the time as the families of her dead partners take their frustration out on her. Aki walks away and later returns, revealing that he put gum on the clothes of the girl who slapped her because he was angry, making Himeno laugh. Later at night, they sit and have dinner, and she offers him a cigarette. Aki takes it from him, and then the flashback ends with Aki walking into the room and asking Himeno for a cigarette. Meanwhile, they hear something outside and rush to see that the devil they killed earlier has grown much larger. The devil offers them a contract, which states that they can let him eat Denji in exchange for their freedom. Kobeni hears this and tries to kill Denji in order to escape, but Aki stops her. Himeno tries attacking the devil, but it grows in size, revealing that this isn't his main body, and they are all trapped in its stomach. It also claims that the only way out of this place is to accept its offer. Arai walks out and suggests that we should let them eat Denji so they can come back with a different plan. Aki refuses, as letting the devil eat Denji would benefit it in some way. Later, as they try to find a way to escape, Aki offers to use his sword, but Himeno refuses. Meanwhile, Arai finds out that Power ate all the food they had collected. As they argue, Kobeni cries in terror, blaming Power for all this. The devil senses the fear and starts attacking them, revealing that their fear makes it stronger. As they get cornered, Aki again offers to use his sword, but Himeno strangles him with her ghost hand. She reveals that using it will take several years off Aki's life and she can't allow that. Arai takes Denji down and Kobeni stabs him with her knife. But Aki gets in the way just in time and takes the hit, explaining that he needs Denji to defeat the gun devil. As Power stops Aki's blood, they all panic about their next move. Denji then gets up and decides to fight the devil, giving them all a chance to escape. Will Denji be able to take out the devil? Find out in the next video. This was our recap of Chainsaw Man. How would you rate this series? Let us know in the comments. You've been fantastic. Bye.